from this like soft loving girl to then like you needed to create this hard exterior literally just to survive. Like, what do you wish you could go back and tell yourself, like sitting here right now with all this success in like the darkest moments of your life where you mentioned like it got to the point where you literally didn't want to be here anymore?
Fuck him. Fuck him. Like, who gives a fuck? Be yourself. Do what you want to do in life. And this is what I tell my daughter all the time. I'm like, do what you want to do. Stop caring about what other people think. Because there's times where kids will be mean to her. And I'm just like, honey, like, you're so smart and you're beautiful. And, you know, you're fun. You're funny. Anyone would hate on somebody like that.
We all know that you are a mommy, mamacita. Mamacita
of a human child.
Like, you saw that? Were you like,
I died.
How is this the most viral thing
I died. I was like, this is the most viral thing I said, is that I'm a mommy. Like, you know what's funny? Me and Nick like barely remember that conversation. Mm-hmm. I just remember going into it. I remember I was like, me and Nick were very like goofy people. Mm-hmm. And we don't take shit seriously in conversations when we talk. And, you know, like there's times where we try to be serious, but always ends off on a funny note. And in that conversation, I remember I wanted to bring it up to him, but because of our nature and like the way we are, I was like, I can't sit here and be serious towards him.
Right, like, Nick, I have like, a big thing Nick, to tell you.
I'm so sorry, but like this is so serious, and
or you're gonna fuck around.
I am a mother, and I really want you to understand. Like, I didn't want to do that. I'd be like, guess what? Like, because that's how we are. Me and him were goofy as shit.
But the point I was bringing that up for is you are a mother. You have a daughter, a gorgeous daughter.
Thank you.
How did you meet her dad?
Tinder.
Stop. Oh my God, you need to do like your first brand deals with Tinder.
Listen, it may not always work out, but you might have a fun time. Like literally. So we
dead.
So we met on there. I remember I was like 18.
Okay.
And I think this is the first time I ever moved out of my mother's house. Because I was just sick of being controlled at that time. You know, everyone's rebellious. You're getting controlled your whole life. You're told you can't go on sleepovers. You're told you can't do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. It's like, finally, I'm 18. I'm legally, I have freedom. I can do whatever I want to do. And I moved out. I was living with these two other girls. And I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to whoever I want to talk to. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do this. I had my fun when I was 18. And I think that's why I'm like not really big on like going out now. Like,
you're like, I did it.
I did the thing.
That was enough.
You know the thing?
Yeah.
I did it.
You did that. Okay, wait. How would you describe your early stages of that relationship with him?
We were very lovey. We got very lovey very fast. Very lovey-dovey. Like, I really liked him a lot. And for me, I always tell people, I'm like, you can always tell when I really like somebody and when I really don't. You can always tell. It's like 0 to 100. Like, you can 100. I can't lie. I cannot lie.
I know you told us you're sitting there with the girls and you're like, you're not funny.
No.
Literally.
Like, I can't sit here and act like I like you when I don't. I can't be fake. Like, if I sit here, I'm just like, oh my God, like, I love you.
You're like fuck off.
No, I'm like, can you just leave me the fuck alone, please? Like, get away from me. Like,
so you really, really liked him.
I did. I really, really liked him off the jump. Like, we were very, very close, very fast. But in that, he did cheat on me, you know, and that doesn't make him a bad person. He just made bad decisions.
Okay, wait. Before you got pregnant, did you guys have conversations about like what you wanted your future to look like together?
We obviously wanted to move in together. The goal was marriage. Like, that was always a thing. Like, we were very locked in with each other at that time. We would always, I mean, a lot of the videos got out. Like, we made so many cute videos together. We would go to the beach 1,000,000 times together.
Can you take me to the moment when you found out that you were pregnant?
Bitch. Girl. I remember this was after he cheated on me when I was in Puerto Rico. I was in Puerto Rico with my sister for the first time ever.
Okay.
First time ever on vacation with her. You know, first major vacation. I was really excited. It was a good time until it wasn't. And then I remember, you know, I had his location. And at this time, hell yeah, when someone's cheating on you multiple times, you're going to get a little toxic and go a little crazy. And I'm checking that man's location like nobody's business on this vacation. Because he cheated on me so many times.
But
But I was naive. I was naive at that time. I took him back a million fucking times.
okay, I do want to emphasize you were 18. At 18.
Exactly. This is like what? Like 6 years ago?
I know. But now we do got to get better. But I agree.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I don't even care. Like, no. Now, girl, guys have given me the location. I forget that I have it.
Okay, perfect.
Like,
you're too tired.
I'm tired, Grandpa. Like, I don't want to do that shit, man.
Okay, so you're 18. You're getting toxic because he's cheated a couple times, and you're like, I'm on to you, motherfucker. I'm in Puerto Rico. What happens?
Girl. So I'm looking through, seeing where this man is going, right? And I remember there was one night particularly, he was not answering the phone. And I was just like, okay, this man is up to something. I was like, he has to be cheating on me because that was the only logical answer. And to my surprise, he was cheating on me. So I was like, okay, cool. Great. So I remember I was just going off on him because he was not answering his phone. He was at this random house. And we had to talk because he wouldn't let me go to clubs or anything. Oh. And I wasn't like allowed to go to parties. I had lost a lot of my friends at the time because like every time I would hang out with him, he would like blow up my phone. And, mind you, I feel like I blew up his phone too. Like, it's not like it was just him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing shit too.
There was a cycle that was being created.
Yeah, it was a very toxic relationship. And basically, he was at this house. I'm calling. He's not answering. Then I see his car leaving early in the morning, like just leaving that house. He's calling me. He's like, I just got a ticket. Like, I'm late to work. I just got a ticket. I'm just like, where were you? I was home. This is when he was in the barracks in the military. And so he told me he was in the barracks. Brother, did you forget I had your location? Like,
I've been tracking your house like my Uber Eats order.
Literally, I'm like, bestie girl, I'm on like a hawk. Like, I'm looking at your ass going.
You're zooming.
You're going 71 miles per hour. It's back down to 60. Like, I'm looking at the whole shebang. like,
I know what route you took. Okay?
Literally, I know the way you go home from work. Like, I saw the whole thing. But no, I'm just kidding. But like, I was just like, all right. You definitely weren't home. I'm not crazy. I'm texting his friend. His friend, I guess, told me, he said that he slept at his place, like his friend's place in like the barracks room.
Yeah.
And then I asked him where he slept last night. He slept in his own room. So the math wasn't mathing.
You're like, one of you is fucking lying, you idiot.
In the middle of this conversation, I get a DM. Hey, girly. I was like, be so for real. My intuition never lies. I'm like, oh my God. I looked at that shit. I was like, wow. I got pictures of them in bed together.
No.
Yeah. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Not the hey girly.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, cool. Yeah. Then that whole thing happened. Then he was like, said a lot of things to convince me to take him back, which I did. And I was naive.
I get it. Anyone that's judging didn't have one of those first true, like, so madly in love toxic relationships.
Everyone has one.
I had one and it was horrible, and it fucks you up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's intoxicating because when you're in love for the first time, you don't really understand anything else.
I never had a good example growing up. Like, I never had anyone to guide me in that way at all. I thought when I became 18. And mind you, I didn't have my first kiss until after high school. I didn't have sex until after high school. Like, I thought it was like a fairy tale. I thought it was like Disney. Swear to God, I'm watching all these things. I'm watching all these Disney movies, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, it's gonna be like that. And he's gonna look at me from across the room and be like, hey, like, I'm thinking it's like gonna be some cute, lovey shit. Bitch, when I lost my virginity, and that man was sleeping with one of the girls who bullied me in school, I was like, be so for real. This shit is not what I thought it was.
You're like, this is a horror movie.
I'm dead ass. Dead ass.
What is this shit?
Literally.
Dude, you had a rude awakening coming.
Literally. I know I haven't gone on the pregnant topic yet. But
okay, yeah, we're getting there.
Sorry, I have ADHD.
I won't let you forget.
Thanks, Queen.
How the fuck did you find out you're pregnant?
Okay, so after that happened, I remember we were all hanging out, like having a little party, whatever. I remember I was going up the stairs, and I remember me and his friends crossed paths. I remember I was lit as shit this time. And I was just like, I looked at his friend, I was like, I think I'm pregnant. And he looked at me and he was just like, no. And I was like, yeah. He's like, no. And then I remember I had eaten Taco Bell and I threw that shit up everywhere. And then this is also when I found out I was allergic to Tylenol. So I took a Tylenol and I found I was allergic to that. So that was another thing. I had a fever after that. Not a good time. Morning sickness plus a fever, not great. So Anyway, after that, we were going home, and I was like, okay, we need to buy a Plan B. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go buy Plan B. We go to Walmart. Okay, we go to Wally World, and I was like, all right, let's go buy Plan B. We're going to the thing. I'm looking at the pregnancy test. I'm like, do you think we should buy a pregnancy test? He's just like, why? I was like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like we should buy one. And he was just like, okay, but why? I was like, okay, well, we're not really rich right now. I was like, the Plan B is more expensive than the pregnancy test. Imagine if I'm pregnant, we can just return the Plan B. So that was my logic. I was like, all right. And I go in the Walmart bathroom and I pee on the stick. I put it back in the box and I walk out and he's just like, what did it say? I'm like, I don't know yet. It's still developing. He's like, okay. We walk to the car. We get in the car. We sit down. He's like, all right, you want to open it? I was like, yeah. Open that shit. Pregnant. I said, oh. We started crying. We started crying. We was in shock. I was in shock. I was crying. I was like, what do I do? I'm talking to my best friend. I'm like, girl, what do I do? And she's just like, how to like, do whatever you want to do, whatever you feels right, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And long story short, we kept breaking up and getting back together. He deployed. We kept fighting the entire time. He still was talking to other girls. Like, it was like a whole thing. And yeah, that was the story of how I found out I was pregnant.
How did your family react?
So I actually kept it from my mom for like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Kept it from everybody for 3 or 4 months. I didn't know how to do this at all. I didn't even know I was supposed to go to the doctors. I didn't know anything. No one taught me anything. So I didn't know what to do. And I just kept her growing inside of me. I didn't go to an OBGYN. I didn't go to anything. I just was pregnant. And I didn't get checked at all, nothing. And I remember, I think like 3 or 4 months in, I was getting a little bit bigger. We would go to the grocery store, me and my mom, and like, I would be craving things. And she kind of looks and she's like, moms know. So I remember there was one time I was in my room, and this is back when I moved back in with her. And I was in my room and she came to like give me a hug. She said something and like I hugged her. I'm a big hugger. She came and gave me a hug. And then she goes, you're getting chunky, like chubby, like you're getting a little chubby. And I'm just like, oh shit. Like, I have to tell her.
You got to tell her.
And I'm sitting in my room just like contemplating. I'm like, fuck, like, what do I do? What do I do? So I'm like, Mom, she's cooking. I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. I was like, can you please come to the room? And she walks to my room, and then she sits down on the bed, and I'm like, Mom, I was like, I did something bad. And my mom is extremely religious. She's Muslim, so she's extremely religious. I was like, I did something bad. And she's just like, did you hurt somebody? I said, no. Did you do drugs? No. She's like, just was listening to things. She's like, did you do this? I'm like, no. And she goes, are you pregnant? And I just start crying. And she sat there and she looked at me. She goes, don't sin twice. And that's when I knew I was going to keep my daughter. And yeah, that's the story of how I told my mom.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how did you decide to end that relationship? On, off again, toxic, while you're pregnant, then you have your daughter. Like, when did you end it and how did you end it with him?
So we were together. We moved in together after having her. And then I think like less than a year. I'm not pretty sure how long it was after we moved in together. But I remember there was a lot of things that bothered me in the relationships. Like when my daughter was an infant, like firstborn, I was breastfeeding at the time, and yeah, I was a stay-at-home mother, but I was with her 24/7, never sleeping. And if I got up, she would cry and cry. And it's to the point where when your kid has like colic, you just don't want to hear crying anymore. Like it's like you don't want her to cry. So you will sit there and not eat so she doesn't cry. You will sit there and not shower for days so she doesn't cry.
Your daughter had colic.
Mm-hmm.
And can you just really make sure everyone understands what that is, just in case they don't know?
So it's like when kids, like they cry for no really apparent reason. Like you can do anything and they will not stop crying. And some mothers go crazy with it. Like I had to keep my cool the whole time. I would just cry because I couldn't do anything. And like one time my mom, she was just like, just sit her in the room, walk out for 5 minutes. She can cry, just come back and just like collect herself a little bit. And like when she would cry in the middle of the night, like I understand he was in the military and he worked a lot, but it's like, this is a team effort. And, being a mom is a full-time job. Like you're with her 24/7. And Like in the middle of the night, we were supposed to do shifts. Like if like I had to change a diaper, then it was his turn, then it was my turn. Sometimes he would do it, but a lot of the time it would be like, hey, like I would wake up to her crying. I'm like, hey, can you come on? Like, can you help me? Can you help me? And he was just like, you do it, you do it. And so I would get up and go do it. And, you know, in times like when he would come home, it was like, oh, let me shower first, and I'll make you something to eat. Oh, can I play this video game real quick and then I can make you something to eat? And or like I'll be like, can you take her so I can do this? Hold on, let me shower. And mind you, he was a great dad still. He still did good things. Like he still spent time with her. He still was fun with her and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the hardships were on me. And, you know, that's also why, like on the show, like the baby thing that triggered the fuck out of me.
Let's get to that because we're going to get to Love
will.
Island. I want to go through that.
Okay,
but
yeah, cool.
So you ended up just realizing this person, it just wasn't going to work romantically.
It wasn't going to work romantically. There was a point where, you know, he wasn't very good with his finances. And I was just kind of like realizing what I really wanted in a man because I was getting older. I was getting less naive. But yeah, so then during that time, like he wasn't really good with his finances and we were always late on bills, late on everything. I would do Instacart with my daughter, which is dangerous. I would do Instacart with her and bring her with me to do that because we were so broke. And I would give him all the money that I would make from that. And we were still late on rent. And I remember there was a time where he was like leaving for, I think, training or deployment or something. And we had like 30 days, less than 30 days actually, to move out. And we had to find a new place. I have never found a place before. I had never done anything like that before. Nothing was packed. I had to do everything. And I pack everything. I'm trying to get like some of his friends to help me. Like I hired people to help me move. Like I was doing everything by myself. I was losing my mind trying to find a place, like losing my mind. And I finally found one, like literally like 2 or 3 days before I had to move out. And I moved everything in. I put his stuff in the storage room. I left it there. I told him, I said, listen, when you get back, like you have 2 weeks and that's it. Because what kind